So I thought it might be fun to keep showing you the process of me getting ready for Comic-Con. I'm going to show you, I already told you how I do it. You can check out the other video. I'll find it and I'll put the link at the end of this video. But I separated according to artists and stuff. And now this is what I've got so far. I'm about 40 days away from Phoenix Con. But I really plan early. And I think it might be interesting. So let me just go ahead and start showing you. Okay, so I've started to do stacks, okay? So I'm a little nervous about Greg Land because I remember him charging. But I have a stack of Greg Land books. There's probably 30 there, maybe a little bit more. All Greg Land covers, really cool ones. And then I label it, okay? Now usually I put it in like a little pull cart. I might even put a long box on my trunk and then pull cart it, get it all this stuff signed, then bring it back to the car, and then pull out more, stuff like that. So those are those. Then I got Kevin Nolan and Dennis O'Neil are going to be there. And that's a stack of 500s right there. That's pretty cool. Then we have Danny O'Neil, of course. He's done a lot of books. There's things that you wouldn't think that he's done. Like, for instance, this one's already double signed right there. And what I've been doing is I've been finding these DCU variants, and my idea, hopefully, is to get these, I'll press them, and then I'll slab them. And they'll be rare because they're DC Universe variants. They're slabbed and signed. Anyway, there's a stack of really good books in there, mostly Joker stuff. Stuff like that. That's just Dennis O'Neil. But you see how I label them differently? Kevin Nolan and D. O'Neil. That way I can separate them. I'll put them next to each other, but separate them. Then we have just Roy Thomas, which is really, I've got some really good books in there. Just for Roy Thomas. He's really nice. I can't wait to talk to him at Con. We have Jerry Conway and Roy Thomas. So these are going to be double signs. Lots of different books. Going to be fun. Then we have Howard Chaykin and Roy Thomas. So a bunch of different ones. I might go try to get a actual original. These are reprints, but it's mostly just Star Wars right there. Then we have just Jerry Conway all by himself. We've got Spectacular. Got a couple of these Cosmic Spiders. This is really cool. Christopher Priest is a writer. This is one of my favorite DCU variants, and I found out he wrote this. It's a Magnolia cover. But he wrote a bunch of different stuff. He's part of the stories in the Batman Detective 1000s. Sian McGuire. She's done a lot of different books. The X-Men Black and the Ghost Spiders. Or Spider-Gwens and stuff like that. That'll be cool to meet her. I haven't met her yet. Those would be a good signing. Then we have Joe Rubinstein. I've got a bunch of different books for him, but mostly, like I have a whole bunch of DC Universe variants that he's did. So I'm going to press those and different books like about him. Here's a double sign with Jerry Conway and Joe Staton, which is really cool. It's an old Wonder Woman. Then Larry Stroman, he did Bitterroot. At least that one. Then we got Billy Tucci. Sorry about the lighting. Actually, change the lighting here. Hopefully that helps. But you see how I'm doing it differently. So Billy Tucci, I usually don't get anything, but he's done some pretty cool covers recently. So I'm excited to get those signed. Brian Augustine was the editor on this book. He does a lot of Flash stuff. He's local. Then, okay, so whether you know it or not, I have an X-Men collection. It's 1 through complete, 1 through 544 plus annuals. Now, I completed the signings, every book signed. You can see it and if you look at my playlists for my X-Men collection, you can check it on eBay, just put X-Men Complete Collection signed, and you'll see it. And what's interesting is, so I had Roy Thomas. He signed almost everybody. Everyone you know, I have him sign everything. So there were some stragglers, and there's some people that are going that I haven't got signed yet. These are all already signed. For instance, Danny O'Neil, he did number 65 and number 600. So I have number 65 is already signed by Neil Adams, okay? So that'll be a double sign. And then I have 600, and that one's signed by Chris Bocciolo. So that'll be signed by Denny O'Neil as well. So there's going to be double sign there. This one's really cool. Larry Stroman and Kevin Nolan did this, but Kevin Nolan did the cover with Jim Lee. And Larry Stroman, I can't remember, writing or something internals. But I already have this signed by 3 people. I've got Chris Claremont, Mike Mignola, and I believe that's Mignola. And no, that might not be. I don't know. And Will Spataccio. So after that one signed, it's going to be signed by 5 people. You should, if you get a chance, check out my X-Men stuff, guys. You're going to be absolutely amazed. So Kevin Nolan also did Annual 14. So I'm going to get him to sign this one, which is already signed by Claremont. But like, all these names, like Denny O'Neil, Stroman, Nolan, I will have all their signatures on whatever book they did on X-Men. So like Neil Adams, I'm already done with Neil Adams. So every book he did for X-Men, I have signed by him. And then we have Matt Banning. Now I already have, he did C372 through 376. I never met him. But I already have these books signed by someone else because I completed the whole collection with at least 1 signature per book. Most of them have multiples. But this one was signed by Kubert. It looks like they work together at the same time. They're all Kubert covers. There's Kubert and Rainey. That's a double sign. There's Kubert. I love that one. And there's Kubert as well. And I'll have Banning signed too, so it'll be a double sign and a couple triple signs. Now, Greg Land. Which is funny is, I thought I had all the signatures signed on my X-Men, but you know, there were some covers that I missed. Some of them were internal and stuff like that. So these are the books I have left. I can't remember, maybe I did about 30 books, so I have almost all of them signed. These are the last ones left. 532, that one's signed, or 448. That's signed by Claremont already, as well as 449, but these are Greg Land covers. So I think there might have been, I can't remember exactly what the deal is. That's a Claremont cover. Claremont, he wrote that, but it's Greg Land, so I'm going to get him to sign that. That's a Greg Land cover, or that's Greg Land, but it's signed by Ponzer, Justin Ponzer. That's part of the reason I think I had to send it away at a different con. Yeah, that one was signed at the Denver Comicon. I wasn't there, but I had Desert Wind do it for me. This one, I can't remember who signed it. Oh, that might be Ponzer too. But of course, that's a Greg Land cover. Oh, it's Kieran Gillen. I got that one myself. And then, as well as that one. That's also a Greg Land cover, though. And then that one's a Greg Land. So, you know, of course, they're already all signed. The whole collection's signed, but I'm getting them signed. So, Greg Land will be done. Kieran Gillen will be done. So many people, like Roy Thomas, all his are done. Chris Claremont's, I think every one of his is done, and that's like 300 books. So, this is kind of how I do it, guys. This is how I do Comicon. I separate them, I get them, and then I keep looking through my books. I kind of went through everything already. There's a couple, I know I'm going to find a lot more. But now I got to pick which ones I want to press, which ones I want to get graded, different stuff like that. Get it all organized, and then I put it in a box in the cart, and I have it all in order. And it's, you gotta get serious with it if you want to go big, you know. So you get as much as you can at a con as possible. Now, I mean, for instance, like these X-Men books, I have to get these signed. So if someone's charging, I have to pay for it. Because it's something so great that no one in the world has. I want to keep adding to it. So most of these guys are going to sign for free. I think, I hope. But some of these, like Larry Stroman, he'll sign for free. Jerry Conway and Joe Stanton, I'm not sure. There's probably going to be a fee. I know Joe Rubinstein signs, so I might be picky with that. She's going to sign for free. He's probably going to sign for free. I don't know. Jerry Conway's probably going to charge. But it's all about how you wheel and deal. I know Roy Thomas's donation, and I know him. So I've got a nice stack of Roy Thomas's. Just donate, and I'm going to get a good interview with him. And I'm not sure about Denny O'Neil. I know Greg Land charges. I just don't know what to do yet. But that's kind of how we do it. That's how, this is just more of the steps, processing. I intend on, okay, let me switch back. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I intend on getting like a vest or some sort where I can put the phone in and just, I'll get some interviews and I'll have another phone that I can video with. But I want to just turn on live and be live the whole Comic-Con. Like, you guys can just tune in whenever and see what I'm doing. You'll just see, like, out of my chest outwards. So I'll be talking to people, like, it'll be looking at them and looking at what they're doing and just having a good time. I'll have another phone so that I can watch the chat, you know, here and there. Should be a lot of fun, but this is part of the process. I guess part 2, you would call it, prep. When I'm all done with all this prep, I'll show you how I load it up and all this other fun stuff. And hopefully we have a great con, but it's still like 40 days away. I think I'm a little bit early. Anyway, it's better to be ready than not. So we'll see you later. I hope you guys enjoyed this part 2 of Comic-Con or whatever you want to call it. All right, see ya.